Hi everyone, I am the Brown Geek and welcome to this E3 2016 Microsoft Conference recap. First off, I must say I didn't think that the Microsoft Conference was that great. I only remember two things from this conference: crossplay and best ever anything. If you didn't hear crossplay from Xbox One to your Windows 10 device, or this is the best, I don't know what, ever in one of the presentation, uh, you were not at the conference, that's for sure. So I'll start with what Microsoft announced as the new specs for Xbox, the new programs. First, the Play Anywhere program, which I think is quite cool. Basically, if you buy some of the game for Xbox One, will be identified as Play Anywhere, which means that you buy it once on Xbox Live, you play on your console, and when you stop, you can play anywhere on your Windows 10 PC. You don't have to buy it again to play. I think this is pretty cool, which means that I can take my Microsoft Surface and play games from my Xbox One console. Or if I don't have an Xbox One, I can just buy games on Xbox Live from a Windows 10 PC and play them even so. I think this is pretty cool. They also announced new features for Xbox Live, such as background music, which means that you can play some of your games online and listen to your music in background. This is pretty cool. Choose your preferred language. So if you are in Botswana, I don't know, you can choose which language you want your console to be, and as well as in which language everyone will speak. I don't know if you will have translation from the chat. This I really doubt, but at least you can choose your preferred language, and whenever you go online, you will play in that language as much as possible. Excuse me. And you also have Cortana on Xbox One pretty soon. Also, since players like to talk among each other, Xbox will create clubs for Xbox Live, which is basically chat rooms. So if you like playing Halo, you can find those chat groups that talks about Halo. If you like playing Fallout, you can find those groups about Fallout. And also, you will have the possibility to search for playing groups. So if you're looking for a party to play Halo online and you don't have any friends online, you can search for groups that are also looking for players, and this will enable you to play more quickly. Also, Xbox will create a new arena for a tournament. Excuse me again. So some of the games you will be able to play in tournament in the new arena platform, which I don't know what it will look like. It was only announced, but we have some pretty cool stuff heading for Xbox. Now for the games. Well, they've announced a lot of games. I won't stop at each and every one of them because it would be too long, so I'm gonna name them. Those who are more interesting, I will talk about it. But don't expect me to stop at every games. I don't have an hour and a half like Microsoft had during their conference. So they've announced right off the bat Gears of War 4 that you can play with the Play Anywhere program. You can play co-op, cross-play, and it will be out on October 11th. They've talked about Killer Instinct. You will get new characters for this game, such as General Ram from God of War. We've learned about Forza Horizon 3, which apparently is the most everything ever that ever happened to Forza. And I'm not joking, they really said this is the most this, most that, most this ever done for a Forza video game. We've had footage from Recore, a game that will be out on September 26th. We also had an exclusive Final Fantasy 15 demo, a fighting demo against Titans. It looks pretty cool. It looks interesting. Titan is really Titanesque, I must say. But if I can make this comment, I'm really a big fan of the Final Fantasy franchise. I've played from Final Fantasy 1 to Final Fantasy 14, and I think, personally, what's killing the game is the reform of the combat system. Final Fantasy was, at the beginning, a fantasy RPG with turn-based combat system. When they moved to the ATB combat system in Final Fantasy 4, if I'm not mistaken, it was also pretty cool because you had some active time. Depending on your speed, characters will attack more or less, but you were still controlling everyone. In the last Final Fantasies, I'm talking about 12, 13, you were not able to control all of your characters, and honestly, this sucks because when you are in a fight and someone dies, you don't know if the computer will be bright enough to say, oh, I'll use a Phoenix Down and revive him, or oh no, I don't have time to use a Phoenix Down right now, I will use it in 2 minutes. So the computer has to decide by himself, and you, as the main character, you don't want to die either. And if the computer is stupid, you have to fight alone, and so it just ruins the game. I mean, in some fight in Final Fantasy 12, it was easier to simply fight alone with the 2 or 3 other party members dead than to fight with them alive, because the system was not, the fight system was not great. And I hope that Final Fantasy 15 will not be that boring. Final Fantasy was never made for real-time battle, such as in The Legend of Zelda, for example. Final Fantasy was made for turn-based combat system, and changing it, for me, ruins the game. But I will give it a chance. I have pre-ordered Final Fantasy 15 when it was announced a few months ago, because I'm sold to the game. When I see Final Fantasy, I just say shut up and take my money. And I hope that this will be a good one, but please, I want a good combat system where characters can die, because you know in some games characters don't die, which is stupid. And I also want bright NPCs, please. Let's go on with the game that Xbox announced. We've also got news for The Division Underground that's coming out on June 28th for Xbox and PC, and if you are a PS4 player, only on August the 2nd. Battlefield 1, that will have apparently an immersive, weather-changing world that will go out on October 21st, but if you are a member of EA Access, you can play on October 13th. We've also learned about Minecraft crossplay with other devices than Microsoft devices. This is fun. This means that you can visit your friend in Minecraft even if they are playing on iOS, Androids, or any other devices. They're also creating the Minecraft add-on that lets you modify mobs, and a new city skin that will allow you to create futuristic cities in Minecraft. We've also learned of Inside from the creators of the game Limbo, coming out on June 29. And to celebrate this, the game Limbo will be free on Xbox Live. The new Ark game available for Xbox Play Anywhere will come this fall. We Happy Few, do you know this game they announced where you have to take joy pills, and if not you are a downer? Will also be available first on Xbox One, though we don't know the date yet. Something pretty cool, if you are a fan of The Witcher, Gwent, the Witcher card game, will now be available on Xbox Live. The beta will first be available on Microsoft, but the card game from The Witcher is coming to your game console. Also, we've learned of Tekken 7 that will launch early 2017, and there will be a free Xbox Tag Tournament for Xbox Live Gold member. You can play Tekken in a tournament when the game launches. Dead Rising 4 will be available this holiday. Scalebound has presented us the biggest boss fight ever on Xbox and will be available in 2017. We've seen gameplays for the game Sea of Thieves, a game that takes places in a pirate eras where you pilot boats and act as pirates mostly. Halo Wars 2 will also be coming to Xbox One on February 21st, 2017, and the beta for the game launches right now and for the whole week. And finally, Xbox announced new devices, if I can call it that way. First, a customizable controller, a controller in which you can choose the colors of every single part. This goes from the handles to the top to each and every button. You choose the colors you want, and you can have your name written on it. Xbox presented us its new Xbox S, which I think is for Slim, and they ended the conference with the famous Project Scorpio, which is set for 2017. Basically, the most powerful Xbox console that will run 4K games if they are made that way, and also will be compatible with everything already existing on Xbox One. So this is it for my recap of the Microsoft conference at E3 2016. Look forward to my review of the Ubisoft conference pretty soon, and my recap of the Sony conference will also come later tonight. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel. You can also make a small donation on PayPal or Patreon to encourage me. And you can also follow me on Twitter or Facebook. So see you soon for new reviews, new recaps of conferences from the geek world.